Hi, this is Dr. B with your Emotional Minutes. And today we're talking about things that can happen when really difficult or stressful experiences come up. And especially now, as I'm filming this, this is during the COVID-19 pandemic. It can be really easy to lose track of sense of who you are or sense of purpose in your life. And then a lot can just be overwhelming, especially if you've got a lot of responsibilities due to kids being at home, if you have children, or been having to take care of errands and being worried about, if you might contact the virus. So it's definitely a really valid concern and a really legitimate thing to feel those ways that to feel down, to feel blue, to feel anxious, to feel nervous. And so, what are some ways to recognize that? So, some signs of experiencing things like depression or anxiety, if you start to feel down or blue, if you start to lose interest or pleasure in things you usually enjoy, if you have increased frustration or increased negative thinking or negative thoughts start to come up, a lot more nervousness. Now, if you experience those things and they're really getting in the way of what you want to do or how you want to live your life, then I always recommend contacting a mental health counselor at that point. And a lot of people are still giving mental health services in the form of telehealth. And again, that can just be a couple sessions just to get some support, or it can be more long term if you like as well. Now, what are some things you can do for yourself to really maintain your mental health and maximize mental health during times where you don't have a lot of control over things? So, one of the things that can be really important is really staying connected with things that give you a sense of enjoyment or a sense of purpose or really pique your interests. And sometimes that can take being creative, especially if you can't go outside and do all the activities you want to do. So, for example, if you really like skiing, that might be watching ski videos, looking up information about ski destinations online, just really kind of keeping yourself engaged with that. Another real good example is gardening. Sometimes people will do things like read up on certain plants they want to put in their yard, read up on soil and how to get the best output and the best nutrients, really kind of keeping engaged with those things if you can. The second thing is really giving yourself some time to kind of rest and relax and get breaks. And sometimes that can be difficult. You might have children, you might have a lot of responsibilities to do. And that can be, take some creativity and maybe, trying to get someone to watch the kids for you, maybe for about 15 or 20 minutes. Research shows just even the ability to get a little time in the day to yourself and maybe to do some of those things that are enjoyable can be really helpful. And the third thing is really doing what you can to try to maximize your positive emotions. So really what that means is doing things like, maybe writing a letter to someone who, really had a good impact on you in your life and thanking them for it. And you might give them a good feeling, but interestingly enough, you actually give yourself a good feeling from doing things like that. Or maybe something similar is journaling on things that you're grateful for in your life and trying to do that, maybe a couple times during the week. A lot of difficult events like this can really capture our focus, and we tend to really focus and concentrate on the negative things or the difficult things or the stressful things a lot more. But these are the types of things that can help us shift our focus back on things that are positive and are meaningful to us. And these things can be really challenging with everything going on. So finding ways to really try to fit them in your day, every day, or maybe a couple different days a week, can actually really go a long way, even if you can just get like 10, 15, 20 minutes to do that. Hopefully that's helpful. And again, this is Dr. B with your Emotional Minutes, and we will see you soon.